Ladies and gentlemen, les invités distingués, mes confrères et consoeurs, mis amigos, buonasera e benvenuti a tutti. Good evening and welcome to all. J'espère que vous avez apprécié ce congrès autant que moi. Nous avons partagé tellement de sessions intéressantes sur du sujet captivant. Avec toutes et tous, je me suis délectée de la compagnie d'amis proches et j'ai aussi eu l'occasion de rencontrer tant de nouvelles et belles personnes. J'espère que ce fut un plaisir partagé par vous tous. Estando aquí ante ustedes, me siento honrada por la confianza que me han otorgado y aprecio profundamente la responsabilidad de liderar esta organización y representarlos a ustedes, los miembros de la UIA. There are so many people to thank for supporting me throughout my years in the UIA, as a member, as Director of Defense of the Defense, as Deputy Director General, and then Director General of UIA IROL. I want to thank all of you who have allowed me the privilege of continuing and building on UIA's strong record of global leadership in the legal profession. In addition, I want to recognize several people who have been critical on my UIA path. Carter Younger, who 20 years ago encouraged me to join UIA and insisted I would love everything about it. He was right. Also, Daphne Fischelson, who invited me to join the executive committee and set me on this path. I also owe thanks to Ignacio Corbera Dale, who hounded me for years to run for vice president, and to Jean-François Enroth for his graciousness and generosity in my election. I'm grateful to my dear friends in the Labor Commission, you know who you are, who welcomed me so warmly when I first arrived at UIA, and who have remained some of my closest friends throughout the years. I want to give a special thanks to the entire IROL team, past and present, for all of their incredible work and commitment. Their passion for defending our profession and the rule of law is unparalleled. And to Romina Bosa, our staff lawyer at UIA IROL, whose knowledge of human rights and rule of law is vast and exceptional, who patiently trained me and turned me into a human rights lawyer with some knowledge. I hope I have made her proud. Finally, I want to thank some very special people. My parents, my mother was a nurse and educator, my father a criminal lawyer, who always led by example, helping those in need and defending the rights of others, even when to do so was not easy or popular. Most importantly, they taught me I could be anything I wanted to be, including the president. And guess what? Here I am. I want to thank my dearest friends, Wendy Sheba and Larry Pittman, who traveled from Los Angeles to join me in marking this moment. And of course, a special thanks to the two most important people in my life, my son, Hunter, and my wonderful husband, David. Both of them. They are my biggest cheerleaders, and they support me in everything I do. I'm very lucky. Je voudrais également exprimer ma plus profonde gratitude à mes prédécesseurs dont le leadership et le travail inlassable ont ouvert la voie d'une nouvelle croissance et du succès de notre UIA. Je suis honorée de suivre leurs traces et de bâtir sur les bases solides qu'ils ont posées. Enfin, je tiens à remercier l'incroyable équipe de bénévoles, y compris ceux du bureau, du comité exécutif, du conseil d'administration, des commissions, des comités et des groupes de travail, ainsi que notre personnel dévoué qui dirige le centre, qui travaille tout dans les coulisses, souvent sans reconnaissance, pour assurer le bon fonctionnement de notre organisation bien-aimée. Votre dévouement et votre travail acharné sont inestimables et j'ai hâte de collaborer avec chacune et chacun d'entre vous. I want to share with you an epiphany I had last year when I had the privilege of attending the 161st anniversary of the legal profession in Belgrade, Serbia. I was sitting at a table with Panagiotis Parakis, president of the CCBE, Ilona Trebert from Germany, and the then president of the Serbian bar, Jasmina Milutinovic. And we were discussing what it was like among the lawyers of the various countries involved when the Balkan War was raging. Jasmina reported that the war did not interfere with the relationship of the lawyers, that even in the midst of war, where lawyers from each country of differing religions, cultures, politics, continued to meet regularly and to work together. According to Jasmina, these lawyers continued to engage with respect and professionalism and were able to stay closely connected because, and I quote, "We don't care about nations. To us, that doesn't matter." At first, I was surprised as I imagined that relationships among all, including the lawyers, would have been difficult and tense, given the war. But then it dawned on me, lawyers from all these affected countries were able to continue their relationships because they, as we, all of us members of UIA, we are members of our own nation, a lawyer nation. No matter that we come from 110 different countries, we speak different languages and have varying politics and cultures, too numerous to count, as lawyers, we speak the same legal language. We have the same values. We are beholden to the principles of our profession: confidentiality, due process, fair trial, and adequate representation. We share as a common purpose zealous and independent representation of our clients, and most importantly, our raison d'être is the defense of the rule of law. This is what binds us together, even when other circumstances might pull us apart. According to Google, there are approximately 20 million lawyers in the world. Think about that, 20 million. We are more numerous than the total population of many countries in the world. And since its inception in 1927, UIA has been a leader of this great lawyer nation, developing and training lawyers, offering opportunities for sharing ideas and best practices, and supporting lawyers and bar associations across the globe. Representing thousands of lawyers, UIA has always been at the forefront, defending the independence of lawyers and judges, and always promoting and defending the rule of law. As president, I am honored to continue UIA's long history of leadership of the lawyer nation. I intend to continue many of the strong initiatives of past presidents and find new and innovative ways to bring us closer together, increase our global visibility, and strengthen our impact on our lawyer nation and the world. Tout d'abord, je travaillerai avec la direction, le personnel et les membres de l'UIA pour assurer la viabilité financière de l'UIA, qui doit être une priorité. Un élément essentiel pour assurer le dynamisme continu de notre organisation est le recrutement de nouveaux membres, tant individuels que collectifs. I will focus on expanding our geographic diversity by increasing our membership base in Canada, the Balkan region, Asia, Africa, South America, and the Nordic countries. With your help, I know we can accomplish much together. Il est particulièrement important de recruter de jeunes avocates et avocats qui apporteront leurs idées originales et novatrices, alors que nous abordons un avenir en constante évolution. Je vais travailler pour développer des initiatives qui attireront non seulement ces jeunes professionnels qui nous sont indispensables, mais aussi les étudiants en droit dont l'expérience montre qu'ils sont particulièrement intéressés et attirés par les causes et les questions relatives aux droits humains. Apoyaré la continuación de los avances tecnológicos de la UIA como un medio fundamental para brindar acceso a todos los miembros a las reuniones y eventos de la UIA, cuando la asistencia en persona sea imposible. También es esencial que nuestro sitio web y nuestros sistemas de software a versiones más fáciles de usar para que nuestros miembros puedan conectarse y comunicarse más fácilmente con el centro y con todos nosotros. Moreover, as we move forward, UIA must embrace the use of artificial intelligence, as that is obviously the way of the future. Each of us as professionals will be required to understand the capabilities of AI and use it in our practice. And time is of the essence, as AI is upon us all too quickly. I have convened a task force to focus on AI in the legal profession and the necessary role that UIA, as one of the leading global legal organizations in the world, can and must play, educating, training, and supporting, as increasingly AI becomes an inevitable part of our professional lives. One of my main goals as president will be to promote inclusion and diversity within our organization. We must ensure that our legal community reflects the wealth of perspectives and experiences the world and our members have to offer, and that our leadership team reflects the incredible diversity of our members. While the UIA has made great strides in fostering and promoting gender, racial, LGBT, and cultural diversity, there is still work to be done, and this must be a priority. Debemos desarrollar aún más nuestro programa de tutoría para aumentar las oportunidades de los miembros más jóvenes y brindar oportunidades de participar en la dirección a aquellos que están calificados. Espero trabajar estrechamente con nuestros miembros colectivos, fortalecer las relaciones que tenemos y desarrollar otras nuevas. De plus, j'aimerais également que nous développions des alliances stratégiques entre et parmi nos membres collectifs, notamment en incitant et en aidant au jumelage des barreaux des pays prospères avec ceux des pays qui ont un chemin à parcourir. Enfin, j'ai hâte de travailler avec les organisations nationales et régionales, avec les barreaux de France, bien sûr, puisque nous tiendrons notre congrès à Paris l'année prochaine, mais aussi avec d'autres organisations telles que la Fédération japonaise des associations du barreau, le PALO, les barreaux mexicains, l'Union panafricaine des avocats, the American Bar Association, the National Pacific American Bar Association, the Law Society of England and Wales, and the International Association of Young Lawyers, Law Asia, and the Inter-American Bar Association, just to name a few. Encore une fois, cela augmentera notre visibilité dans le monde et attirera un bassin diversifié de nouveaux membres et de nouvelles idées. Of course, defense of the rule of law is always a priority for me and must remain a priority of the UIA. It is the pole star that guides UIA's efforts and outreach, and I will continue to work with IROL and all of you in promoting and defending the rule of law. The rule of law is the bedrock upon which any just and civilized society exists. But it's not merely a catchphrase. It is a fundamental principle that ensures the fair and just governance of a nation. It means that every individual, including the government and its officials, is accountable under the law. No one is above the law, and everyone is equal in the eyes of the law. In a society governed by the rule of law, decisions are made based on established laws and regulations. It means that laws are clear, publicized, stable, and just, and they are applied evenly without favor or prejudice. It ensures that the rights and freedoms of citizens are protected and that justice is accessible to all, regardless of their status, wealth, or power. Furthermore, the rule of law acts as a safeguard against tyranny and oppression. It prevents the use of power by holding those in authority accountable for their actions. It ensures that government actions are limited by law and that individuals have the right to challenge government decisions in a fair and impartial manner. However, the rule of law is not a given. It requires constant vigilance and commitment from both the citizens and their leaders. It cannot be invoked only when it is convenient or when one agrees with its use. It demands a strong and independent legal profession and judiciary, transparent legal processes, and an educated and informed citizenry. It necessitates respect for human rights and a commitment to upholding the principles of justice and fairness. Yet increasingly in this turbulent post-COVID world where war looms large, migration is overwhelming and never-ending, and authoritarianism is on the rise, the rule of law is exponentially more frequently under attack and thus more important to defend. This is so even in countries where once rule of law was sacrosanct. We cannot become complacent. As president, I intend to look for new ways for us to engage for defending the rule of law. This concept that we are all part of a lawyer nation is a compelling one. While we may not agree with each other on all things, and we know this is inevitable in this complicated world of warring countries and regions, religions, and political views, we are all bound together in the lawyer nation. And when relations in the world become tense and difficult, as they did in the Balkans many years ago, let us recall the camaraderie and respect among those lawyers, despite the obvious differences that could have separated them but did not, as they work together to further our profession and the rule of law. It is a model of conduct of which they can be proud, and which I hope will inspire all of us in the future. Personally, I find the lawyer nation empowering, knowing that while I am just one person, I am part of an army of colleagues, including all of you and the rest of the 20 million lawyers, all of us standing strong to protect and defend that which is holy to our profession, the rule of law. And with that many citizens of our nation, there is almost nothing we cannot do together. Look at what we at UIA did for the Afghan lawyer, Latifa Sharifi, and her 3 boys when we worked together to bring her out of Afghanistan. Remember the improvements we provided to the Central Bar of Kasai when your generous contributions paid for electricity and computers and helped lawyers in Kasai ably represent victims of crimes against humanity. As a lawyer nation of 20 million strong, we are unstoppable. As we move into the future, let me leave you with these thoughts. Protecting and defending the rule of law is not a choice. It is imperative. Each of us and all of us as members of the lawyer nation must make it our business to engage. We cannot leave it to others. And like our Balkan colleagues, we must work together as one union and not let our differences divide us. Each action we take in defense of the rule of law, no matter how big or small, can be instrumental in making a change. As we know, it is not the deluge that breaks the stone. Rather, it is the single drop, slow and steady, day and day, night and night, that makes the whole. Let us all commit to our lawyer nation and work together to ensure that the rule of law stands strong. This is an existential fight, I believe, for the civilized world, and it is a fight we must win. Thank you, and I look forward to a fantastic year together.